Okay, so now you can see we just got the body washed again. This is just taking so many steps. But as you can see, we finally got the panel line gone. So that looks all nice, and don't want to handle it too much and just wash, but it's finally all cleaned up and smooth and should be ready for paint now. It's all in primer. Everything's ready, smoothed out. Hood's done. It's sitting over here. So, everything I said before, the top through here is going to be the cream color of what the undercarriage was, that secondary color. Then the bottom's going to be that green color. Now, sitting here looking at it, since I already have got this beautiful smooth line now running all the way down through, it almost lends itself to having some sort of a real nice pattern or something on here. I was just going to do a two-tone, but let's see a speck or something there. I messed up now. Almost lends itself to having a pattern of some kind. Run down through here, and all that just be laying a piece of lace or something like that on there and spraying through it, or pinstriping it off. I don't know what that would be. I've never done something like that before, but it sure seems like that'd be an awful nice canvas all the way down to this back drip plate or splash plate where this is. To do that from there all the way back, it sure seems like it'd be awful nice to be able to do that. So we may think about something like that, get some ideas. But as of now, with Test and Dries, I think it'd be a good time to get the airbrush out, get it cleaned up, ready for some paint to go through it. Since we've been doing primer, so we'll get the old Grexite here and get it cleaned up and what turned black. What was wrong with that? Doesn't show that color at all. Huh. Man, this new program sucks. Last I got a metallic or a neon green. Everybody knows what a Grex looks like. And this is the same. But anyway, so we'll get this all cleaned up. And I keep it pretty clean anyway, but I want to get down inside there and make sure it's clean. So we'll get it all cleaned up and we'll be ready for some paint. So we'll be back when we got some more to go on. Okay, so I got the airbrush cleaned up. And I didn't show how to do it. Of course, we still got this funky color going on over here because of the camera. I'm still trying to find a new program because they changed everything on me. But you can see it's all nice and clean now. You know, down there, she's like brand new again. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it together. I didn't show cleaning it. I think everybody knows how to clean an airbrush by now. There's been so many tutorials on it. But I did use one of these little tooth thingies you clean on your tooth, and then I have this kind of has like a little piece of wire on it that I used, and then I used a toothpick that I kind of sharpened way back, and just wrapped a little piece of the stuff off one of these like cotton swabs on there, and then of course I use cotton bud. But that's all I really used to clean it with. So I'm just going to go ahead and screw it together while I'm sitting here bored out of my mind and talking to Chris over at Diablo's workshop, and me and him fussing back and forth about one thing and another, and giving him a hard time. He's giving me a hard time. I already messed up because I'm fussing about him. So it's all your fault, Chris. He was telling me about him saying on his caddy, if everybody's watching his caddy build, He was talking about he's been doing so much sanding like I have on this one that he's sanded his fingerprints off. I was like, well, another problem with that is you turn the sandpaper over. So, not funny, but one of those things where you had to be there, I guess. But I thought it was funny. Let's put this on and just snug her a little bit. Now we can put this on. So, and this kind of just sticks on there. And then, needle in. I got some Badger, the needle juice that I use every once in a while. I didn't tear the gun all the way down. You probably see I didn't tear it all the way down. I do that every once in a while. And I put, oh, I forgot what I used last time. Just some kind of, I don't want to say Vaseline. I use something on there, but I've used needle juice and other things in there just to loop it up. When I clean it good, I usually put some needle juice back on the needle here and shove it in there, and then that just kind of keeps everything in there lubed. And of course, I spray lacquer thinner through this before I spray anything. I'll take the excess from here out. That just lets everything here work real easy. We got that in. Turn it down all the way again. We'll close this up before I spill it everywhere. I'll just keep that around. Get handy. Now clean that up. I only use this on paint. I don't use it for primer and I don't use it for clear coat, so it's only my paint nozzle. I did go ahead and clean that up just to have it handy sitting here. And the last thing we have to, well, second to last thing is put the cap or the spray cup back on. What time the threads today. And we'll put the end back on. And there she is, all cleaned up and ready to go. Yeah. Alright. So now we're ready to move on to putting some paint on this car. And hopefully we have all the, I'll wash my hands of course, but hopefully we have all the things done. So we'll be back with some paint here momentarily. Okay, so we now have the beige on, which is the Indian Ivory from Splash Paints. And it went on okay. There's a couple of spots and it's going to glare. Like right here, there's a little bit of, I think it was crazy from the primer. Maybe didn't get sanded all the way out. I think maybe once this dries, I'll touch it a little bit, maybe with the 3000 grit, and get that out. Again, this camera is all wonky and not showing the color, but I think you can see everything covered pretty nice. Well, nice and smooth. We have the back now looking nice, and hey, it looks really nice without the, that camera's just screwed up. Looks really nice being no trunk. You know, nice and smooth. Looks really nice. And I did end up with one little pinhole. You can see right there. If the camera will work with me here. One little pinhole there. So I'll have to try and address that. But everything else is just nice and smooth and beautiful. So, and you can see the door handles just real faintly. But I don't know if that's because the Indian Ivory is so light or if they're actually just there. So if they're actually there, then I may just have to go ahead and put door handles on it to cover it. We'll see how that works out. But I went ahead and painted the whole car, including the hood, with the Indian Ivory. but I'm not sure where I'm going to put any tape lines or designs or anything. And being, you know, painting over, if I just sprayed some here to put it on, then where I tried to paint over Indian Ivory with the green would probably end up in a different color than where it was on Indian Ivory. So to minimize that, that's why I made the whole car Indian Ivory. That way it'll all be a monotone color when I come back over with the green color. So that should minimize that. Now sitting here looking at the hood, I just noticed, I mean, there's a bad spot right on that hood. Getting the light just right. You can see that. Yeah, you can see it. This thing is really killing me. This is not a good. And I've went over all this stuff with silver a couple times, and back over the primer again. Just sprayed this thing. And you can't feel it, you can't see it. For all intents and purposes, it's gone, but it's still there. So, I'm guessing this paint job is ruined. I'll probably just sand it all off again and do it all over. So, that's where we're at, and, you know, whether it's a fail or whether it's a perfect thing, I'm going to show you. So, this is where we're at. And this will have to be sanded off again to get rid of all that. And so I still try and get back on his body again and get the rest of it looking as good as all this. So yeah, that was a sprayed 3 or 4 minutes ago, but it's looking pretty nice. Just a little bit more work, another couple days, and it should be a decent looking body. Alright, let me get back to sanding some more. Sand. Okay, buddy. So, Matthew back with you again. And as you can see, we had the car in paint. And I think I showed you before, we had this big line show up. And we had a couple things on the car here show up that we're going to have to go back and now get out again. And so we'll start on this and we'll break away, and I'll come back when I'm ready to do some priming and painting again. But you can probably already tell I've got a different program now. I've been searching on the computer, and I come up with one called OBS, and I'll play with it a little bit. It still won't let me out of the zoom, but it seems to be doing pretty good by itself. So there's a line. You can see if I hold it still, it seems to I come up on too fast. It seems to focus pretty well on its own. So it's not doing too bad. Plus, it lets me go between cameras, so I can cut from one, go to the other camera. That's the spray booth. Then I should be able to go from that one back to this one. So instead of having to stop, restart, and edit all that together, I should be able to jump back and forth from one camera to another. Hopefully that works. I've not actually tried recording it, so I've got my sandpaper here. I've got some, I keep it labeled 800 versus my 3000, my 1000. We'll start with 400. I got some 600. And I have my outlight turned off because it creates a glare. This is kind of shiny. Just paintwork itself, so I have that turned off. Because it really glared on here and you couldn't see it. I have a lot of ambient light coming in. So I'm just going to start with, get my opticals on here. I'm just going to start with the 400. And I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing here, but, and I'll speed part of this up when I get into the program too. And I'll probably have to break away here in a minute because I'm going to want my light. There you can see the line coming in pretty good. You should be able to, if it'll focus. There she is. That's what we're after right there. I actually like this program. And see, I didn't actually change the camera. It's still the same camera. All done was just found a different program. So that's what we're after, is that line right there. So we got to chase that thing back down, get rid of that, and start back up through. Then we got one here on the nose as well. So, okay, so we're going to start chasing.
Vibes by Driven. Driven.